নমস্কাৰ। আজি মই ক্লাছ 12ৰ প্ৰথম চেপ্টাৰ দ্য সলিড ষ্টেট কেমিষ্ট্ৰিৰ ওপৰত ক'বলৈ ওলাইছোঁ। সলিড ষ্টেট কেমিষ্ট্ৰি বুলি ক'লে আমি লগালগ ষ্টেট অফ মেটাৰলৈ গম পাওঁ। So the first questions that arises in our mind is what are the states of matter? We have already done about the states of matter in class 11. So we can say that there are three states of matter, namely solids, liquids and gases. When we say about solids, taking the most common example, the ice in our freezers, liquids can be the water which we drink and gases can be the oxygen which we breathe. The difference in tintar states of matter or difference to quote thake, the difference lies in the fact that their constituent particles mane a substances kita juntu particle di banai to he constituent particles may be molecules hobo pare, atoms hobo pare ba ions. A constituent particles khini keneke placement hoy jodi taheti bahut closely packed hoy titia solid form kore. Jodi okoman apart hoy then they form liquids, and if they are far apart then they form gases. So as this chapter basically consists of solids, but we also need to know about liquids and gases for our own understanding. So when we say differentiation between solids, liquids and gases, the first point is their mass. Mass to আমি solid আৰু liquid আৰু gas তিনিওটাৰে measure কৰিব পাৰো. So how can we do that? We can do it by weighing balance, just balancing, putting the weight, we get the masses. The next differentiation is shape. Solids কি হয় তেহেতৰ শেপটো আমি এক্সাম্পল ল'ব পাৰোঁ এটা মেংগো বা এটা গ্লাছ বটল বা এটা ৰিমোট বা এটা ফোন, সেইখিনি সলিডছ হয়, তেহেতৰ ডেফিনেট শ্বেপ থাকে। লিকুইডছৰ ক্ষেত্ৰত কি হয় দে একুৱায়াৰ দ্য শ্বেপ অফ দ্য কণ্টেইনাৰ এণ্ড ইভেন গেছেছৰ ক্ষেত্ৰত যোনটো বটল বা কণ্টেইনাৰত থওঁ সেইটোৰ নিচিনা শ্বেপ হৈ যায়। তো ভলিউমৰ কথা ক'বলৈ গ'লে সলিডছ আৰু লিকুইডছৰ ডেফিনেট ভলিউম থাকে, কিন্তু গেছেছৰ যিহেতু মলিকিউলছখিনি বহুত ফাৰলি প্লেচড হয় তেহেঁতৰ ইনডেফিনেট ভলিউম থাকে। The next point to হ'ল সলিডছৰ ৰিজিডিটি। সলিডছত মই অলৰেডি কৈছোঁ যে ক্লোজলি পেক, সেইকাৰণে তেহেঁতৰ হাইলি ৰিজিড হয়। এইটো কাৰণ আৰু এটা হয় যে ইণ্টাৰ মলিকিউল দুটা মলিকিউলৰ ডিষ্টেঞ্চটো বহুত সৰু হয়, সেইটো কাৰণে ইণ্টাৰ মলিকিউলাৰ ফ'ৰ্চ বা ইণ্টাৰ পাৰ্টিকল ফ'ৰ্চটো বহুত ষ্ট্ৰং হয় সলিডছত। লিকুইডছত তাত লেছ ৰিজিড because they are less closely packed and have slightly weaker intermolecular forces. Gases ক্ষেত্ৰত যিহেতু বহুত far apart থাকে molecules খিনি তেহেঁতি not rigid and they have negligible intermolecular forces. Liquids আৰু gases কথাটো আমি fluids বুলি ক'ব পাৰোঁ. So we also need to know that solids, liquids and gases are interconversible. আমি কেনেকৈ কনভাৰ্ট কৰিম? সলিড এটা যদি আমি হিট কৰি দিওঁ, টেম্পাৰেচাৰ দিওঁ, লিকুইডলৈ কনভাৰ্ট হ'ব, লিকুইডটো হিট কৰি দিলে গেছলৈ কনভাৰ্ট কৰিব। চ' এণ্ড ভাইচ ভাৰ্চা, মানে গেছটো যদি কুল কৰি দিওঁ লিকুইড হ'ব এণ্ড অন কুলিং ফাৰ্ডাৰ ইট ফৰ্মছ সলিড। এই চেপ্টাৰটো সলিডছৰ ওপৰত ডিপেণ্ড কৰে টোটেলি। চ' আৰ নেক্সট কুৱেশ্যন শুড বি why do we study solid state chemistry? If we look around the room in which we are right now, we can see that there are various kinds of solids, be it the table on which you are sitting, the chair around you, the bed, your cell phone, everything is a solid. So hetu karone ami amar solidsor proper study koribo lage. We need to obtain the knowledge on their design, kenuka structure hoy, tahator kenuka properties thake, be it the chemical or physical properties, and also how to develop these molecules. Just because it's in a syllabus, no, we need to know about solid so that we can manufacture more such compounds using energy efficient techniques. So solidsৰ কথাটো যেতিয়া কওঁ তেতিয়াহ'লে আমাৰ মনলৈ different kinds of solids আহে. We can say the diamond in a diamond ring, or the quartz stone, or we can say about rubber bands or the quartz glass. এই গোটেইখিনি solids হয়. So But these solids are further categorized into two types, crystalline solids and amorphous solids. Crystalline solids মানে crystal shape থাকে, amorphous মানে crystalline নহয়. তো আমি কেনেকৈ ডিফাৰেঞ্চিয়েট কৰিলোঁ, solid, liquid আৰু gases কেনেকৈ কৰিছিলোঁ, molecules based on molecules খিনি কেনেকৈ arrange কৰে. তো similarly crystalline আৰু amorphous solids খিনি differentiate কৰোঁ on the basis of the arrangement of components present. ইয়াত crystalline solids খিনি uniformly arranged হয় আৰু amorphous solids খিনি randomly arranged হয়. So crystalline আৰু amorphous solids or details আমি পঢ়িব লাগে. Crystalline মানে crystal shape, so 3-dimensional shape এটা থাকিব আৰু লগতে rigid আৰু incompressible হ'ব. কিন্তু amorphous rubber band ডাল যদি লওঁ, we can stretch the rubber band, so they have irregular shape and are compressible up to a limit. If now considering the molecules, like how they are placed, we can see that in case of crystalline solids, the molecules are placed uniformly karne ami jodi eta point pa heat kori jao tendi continuously eta point temperature at melt kori jabo, gotekhini saman bhage melt koribo. Kintu amorphous jehetu randomly oriented hoy molecules khini, to eta molecule tapa next to tapa third to mane amorphous solids have gradual melting range of temperatures. Mane crystalline jodi 0 degree particularly melt hoy jay, amorphous 0 pa 20 degree bhitorat melt hobo, mane eta particular range of temperature thakibo. Cleavage property kotha kole, cleavage mane ki, ami jodi eta side duta cases long, one side we take crystalline solid and the another we take an amorphous solid, and both the solids are cut using a sharp knife. আমি তেতিয়া দুটুকুৰা পাম, ক্ৰিষ্টেলাইনৰ দুটুকুৰা আৰু এমৰফাছৰ দুটা টুকুৰা. তো ক্ৰিষ্টেলাইনৰ দুটা টুকুৰা স্মুথ আৰু প্লেইন হয় সাৰফেসেস কিটা, কিন্তু এমৰফাছৰ ইৰেগুলাৰ সাৰফেস হয়. So we can say that crystalline solids shows cleavage property, however amorphous solids do not show cleavage property. Next point to hal heat of fusion. Etu ki hoy, the amount of energy needed কাক লাগে, by a given mass of substance, solid substance hobo lebo kihor karone jate melting point temperature to reach koribo pare. He melting point to jehetu crystalline solid or eta sharp melting thake point thake, to crystalline solids have definite heat of fusion, but however amorphous solids gradually melt over a range of temperature, they do not have a definite heat of fusion. Then the next point is a very important topic that is anisotropy. To understand about anisotropy, we need to take two scenarios. First scenario is an troop of army marching down, and the other is the crowd which gathers during the Durga Puja in the Garali. So army troop to juntu thake, to that uniform orientation thake. তো সেই কাৰণে আমি দুটা সাইড পারপেন্ডিকুলার আৰু প্যারালালি যদি মুভ কৰো, তেতিয়া হলে আমি এটা সাইডৰ পৰা আৰ্মিক খুন্দিয়াম, ইটো সাইডৰ পৰা নুখুন্দিয়াম. So we can say that anisotropy is shown by crystalline solids, because army to similarly crystalline solids or molecular placement to nisna hoy. So anisotropy is shown by crystalline solids, due to which they show different electrical and optical properties in all directions. কিন্তু আমি গাৰালি ক্ৰাউডটো যদি ধৰো, হেতু এমৰফাছৰ নিচিনা হয়, কাৰণ ৰেন্ডম ওৰিয়েন্টেশন. যদি এটা পইণ্টৰ পৰা নেক্সট পইণ্টত যাওঁ, we are bound to collide with someone or the other. তো হেতু কাৰণে আমাৰ ইয়াত আইসোট্ৰপিক্স শো কৰে, and so the isotropy is the nature of amorphous solids where they show same electrical and optical properties in all directions. Next point to hold, crystalline solids can true solids boli kaun kyo, because the placement of molecules in crystalline solids is almost same as solids, and they have sharp melting point and definite heat of fusion. However amorphous solids, the placement of molecules are almost like liquids, karon random orientation thake. So they are also known as pseudo solids or supercooled liquids. Yet eta question ahibo pare je why are the glass panes thicker at the bottom and then compared to the top portion. Etu reason to ki hoy, glass is an amorphous solid. Amorphous solid hoar karone so they fluid like characteristics show kore. So at the room temperature upor portion bu gravity karone tolfale flow kori ahe. So that's the reason that lower portion is thicker. And crystalline solids show long range order as in A, and amorphous solids show short range order as in B. The next part we are going to study the types of crystalline solids. Crystalline solids are types to kele hai karan crystalline solids are constituent particles, may be molecules, atoms, ions or even metals. The different molecules constituent particles thaka karone different attractive forces hoy. So there are 4 types of crystalline solids. First type is molecular solids whose constituent particles are molecules. They are further segregated into non-polar and polar and also hydrogen bonded molecular solids. Non-polar polar mane non-polar has non-polar compounds kini hoy jo dispersion by London forces hoy, and polar as in where dipole-dipole interaction is present. Both non-polar and polar are soft in nature. However, hydrogen bonded compounds konkini hoy hydrogen bonding hoy jetia the compounded hydrogen nor logot nitrogen, oxygen ba fluorine thake. So they have hydrogen bonding and they are hard in nature. Molecular solids are electrons na thakar karone they are insulators and have low melting point. Here example diba gole CCl4 is a non-polar compound, HCl is a polar compound and H2 is a hydrogen bonded molecular solid. The next part is ionic solid. When we speak about ionic solids, we need to know we are speaking about salts. Here the constituent particles kini ions are attractive forces to ki hoy ions amazon electrostatic attraction. They are hard and brittle in nature, and salts kini ami already jano that salts ionize in presence of water. So in molten and aqueous states they are conductors, however in solid state they are insulators. They also have high melting point. The next part of crystalline solids is metallic solids. Metallic solids are metals. Metals as in where we find them, we find in group 1, group 2 and the transition groups, D block elements. They are metals in nature. When we speak about metals, we can say they are cations and have excess of electrons. So their constituent particles are the positive ions in a sea of delocalized electrons and they have a metallic bonding. But we need to know that as due to the presence of electrons, they are good conductors of electricity in both solid as well as molten state. Yet, their physical nature to juntu hoy, they are hard and malleable and ductile. Malleable means they can be beaten down into thin sheets, and ductile as in wires banaba paro. Ami he metals kini para metallic solids are para. Next, last part of crystalline solid is covalent solids. Covalent solids have constituents atoms and they are bonded by covalent bonding. But there are 2 types of covalent solids. First is hard and they are insulators. Example is diamond. We can say that in diamond, all the 4 valencies of carbon are equally satisfied. So no delocalized electrons and so no electrical conduction. However, in case of graphite, only 3 valencies of carbon are satisfied and the 4th valency, that is the electron, is left. Graphite to keneke bonai layers of carbon layers kini stack kore one above the other through stacking interactions. To iyan graphite electrons kini easily move koribo pare through the planes and this results to the electrical conductivity. So we are done with crystalline solids. Crystalline solids are 4 types: covalent, metallic, ionic and molecular. So let's do some questions. Which of the following is true about the value of refractive index for quartz glass? When we say about quartz glass, it is amorphous solid, so it shows isotropic nature. Isotropy means same in all directions, so A is correct. And the next question, Which of the following is a property of molecular solids? When we say about molecular solids, it means that there is no electrons present. And electrons no electrical conductivity. So option C is correct. So that's all. Thank you.